And believe it or not, the election is over. We are going to have some runoffs. It is. Shocking, isn't it?
Man. You know, that was a long process.
It sure was. It seemed like one of the longest I've been involved in. A big thank you to everyone that watched us live from the Temple Theater last night. A lot of candidates were there. We got to hear from several as they came up after the campaign trail. A lot of fun. And we sent out a congratulations to the Republican nominee, Ward Calhoun, for sheriff of Lauderdale County. He will face the Democrat challenger this fall.
Yeah, and that's going to be, I need to pull that back up. I had it right in front of me, and I let that slide.
It'll come to you here in a second.
Yeah, it'll get there. And I said, you know, when Ward came on with us this last go-around last Friday, we were talking. He's wanting to go find was it the glider?
Or that lawnmower?
No, the little chair that he likes, the old-timey chair.
He was wanting one.
Yeah, he was wanting one of those, and he wants to restore it. And I told him, I said, well, after the campaign, you'll have a little extra time to be able to work on that.
Yeah.
And he said, no, probably not. And I said, well, that's exactly right, because he is the Republican candidate, but he's still got to go until November and fight till then. So we're going to see.
No time for your chair.
None. So we're going to see if we can find you that other chair, but you're not going to have any free time on your hands to do it. You still got to pound. You got to wait till November, and then you can slow down on your footsteps so you can.
What was the percentages of that race, Odie, as we go look at that? Go back to that sheet.
Yeah, for
sheriff.
Between Ward and Ricky, you had 56% for Ward and 46% for Ricky. So a total of 12,822 votes was cast in Lauderdale County. That does include the absentee.
Okay.
So that was our total vote in Lauderdale County. Ward getting 7,175 and Ricky getting 5,579. So we did have, you know, and I pulled some numbers. These are unofficial. These are Scotty Ray and Odie's numbers from West Lauderdale and Northeast math class.
That's it. Miss Susan Bass, where are you this morning? She's going, no, Scotty, don't do it. Don't do it.
Miss Davis, I'm trying to make you proud. So we pulled up, we've got about 57,070 registered voters, somewhere in the neighborhood of 41,100 active voters. And if that's the case, and we had 12,822 votes, we're looking at 31%.
Chose the direction.
To go
corner and the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, so 31% of Lauderdale County registered voters showed up at the polls yesterday, and
I don't, Odie, I really don't get it why someone would not go vote. Are they scared of having to do jury duty? Is that it? What can stop you?
I think a lot of that is it. I myself, I don't think that I would, want to have to be on jury duty.
That's Ellie.
Yep, she came in, and but at the same time, that's also your civic duty.
Right.
Is to be called upon if you need to. There's some people out there in their younger years that made a mistake, and now they have a felony record, and they can't vote.
Yeah.
And they want to be able to. They want to take a part in that. And then how many people, 70% of the people who can go vote don't go vote.
That's alarming.
Yeah, and I went out on a limb and I said yesterday we're going to have 38%, way down.
Yeah.
Just wish it was more than that. But
I need to ask Donna Gill, in comparison to this sheriff's race compared to the last one, percentage of voter turnout.
Yeah, so we talked to Jeff yesterday, last night. He was there
Senator
with
Jeff
us
Tate.
as well. That's right, and he said that some of our numbers were up. So we'll have to go back and look. But he did make a key point. Over the past 10 years, when our census came out, we've lost 10,000 people in Lauderdale County.
We have.
We've lost 10,000 people.
Think
in
about
Lauderdale
that.
County. So the percentage may be about the same, 31, 32%.
Due to the people leaving.
But yeah. So
Okay.
we probably had a few more voting last time, but the percentage is still extremely low. But overall, congratulations, Ward. Congratulations, Nick Lisi.
Oh yeah, let's pull up the numbers
Man.
on Nick's race.
Yeah.
We got it here. This is we got to say when an election goes somebody's way, this one is strong. A couple of pages back in there.
No, I was going the wrong way. Yep, here we go. So District 1, and we didn't break down the percentage. It's probably going to be 31% across the board on everybody. But a total of 3,234 voters in District 1 came out and voted, and 66% of the people, 2,096 votes to Nick Lisi.
Wow.
So surprisingly, with 5 candidates running, there is no runoff in Justice Court Judge District 1.
You would have never made me
Republican.
believe that in the beginning.
No.
I thought it was going to be a runoff for sure. He walks away with it, and it just shows of how a ground campaign can work. Of showing up at supper time every day, going, "Hey, y'all got a little extra in there? I can sit down where you can eat."
That's it. Look, I've been out here working. I'm hungry. Can I come in there with you?
I brought a Subway with me.
Yeah, I got a Subway. You want ham or roast
And
beef?
for those of you who don't know Nick, he owns the Subways here in town. A hard worker, and congratulations to him and to all of those who went for that race.
Yeah, I mean, and everybody. And I want to point out, I got to interview Josh Todd. Congratulations, Josh. I got to interview him last night. He was out at the Temple Theater. And he said, and Jeff mentioned this too, every one of these people who put their name down as a candidate has got family. And these family were just involved with this race as they were. There was a lot of people that participated in being candidates to put their name in the hat. And I tell you, it's like I told Josh. I said, "You ain't gonna worry about me no more. I did my one-time campaigning. I love it on this side a whole lot more than I did that side." And,
Yeah.
it takes a tremendous amount of work. And each one of these guys in my book, I know in your book, every one of y'all are winners.
Absolutely.
It takes a lot to say, "Hey, I'll put my name in the hat."
Because you go through a lot. People will tend to run you down and come up with some, and sometimes it's hard to keep those spouse there calm down.
Because they're stuck right out in the middle of it, doing stuff that's out of their comfort zone. And if I was to even try that again, Amy'd probably kill me, because she is not big on. She's not getting into politics. She pays attention to who's running, and she'll do some research to find out which way she's going to go. And then when she has her mind set, that's the way she's going to go, and then she's done with politics. And I pay a lot more attention to it than she does.
We both do. We'll be right back. More coverage coming up. More election results as this morning continues at the Scotty Ray Report. Will Parker's your local lawyer located here in Meridian. If you've been in an auto accident, see Will and get the help you deserve. Will explain your rights. Call or go online at parkerfirm.net. Will Parker, your local lawyer, 2110 Front Street, Meridian.
Steve Horn is your principled conservative voice in Jackson. Steve was born and raised in District 81. Steve Horn is pro-life, pro-Second Amendment, pro-tax cuts, and pro-liberty. Steve has always believed the answer.
Well, that wasn't supposed to happen there.
We thought we was done with all that stuff.
Makes me wonder if I done the right thing. Huh.
Well, we were up late last night.
I could have. Let's try this. I believe this was. Hang on here. Let's see here. I'm going to push a button and correct something. I think.
Hold on.
It's gonna blur, but we're gonna fix that. So y'all hang on just a second.
Will Parker's your local lawyer located here in Meridian. If you've been in an auto accident, see Will and get the help you deserve. Will explain your rights. Call or go on. Garrett Outfitters on 8th Street is getting you ready for summertime. A large selection of cool hobo shirts. Maybe it's short sleeves. Maybe you need a pair of shorts. If you're going to be cutting grass or maybe riding a tractor this summer, you're going to need a straw hat to keep cool. And as you head to that favorite fishing hole, don't forget you'll need a pocket knife along with a great rod and reel. And if you earn your living in the woods, don't forget to check out their big selection of snake boots, Carhartt pants and shirts for any occasion. It's Garrett Outfitters, 3505 8th Street, Meridian. Summertime has arrived and Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 has the exact lawnmower for your need. If you've got a big yard with acres and acres to mow, they have a mower for that. No matter the size yard you have, Freeman Tractor has the lawnmower that fits you and your budget. From 48-inch all the way up to 60, or the X-Mark lawnmower. Plenty of these to choose from. Also, they carry a complete line of LS tractors. Come by for a test drive today. Financing available. Drop in today to Freeman Tractor, Highway 494, see coleslaw or buttermilk. Have you been wanting your own building, your own shed? Speak to our friends at Bessadia Building, 601-728-1954. Now, they can custom build you a home from a barn dominium. Maybe it's a shed that you're needing or a simple place to park your car, a garage, a camp house. Maybe you need a place to park your tractor, your motorcycle, or even that lawnmower. They can custom design whatever it is you need. Quality work, trustworthy, Bessadia Buildings. Speak with Drew, 601-728-1954.
Well, we're going to have a few bloopers this morning here and there. It'll be okay.
We're going to make it, and we gave our production team a little time off. Oh, wait a minute. No, we didn't, did we?
No, we didn't.
But that's all right. And we know that we had some people saying, hey, your whiteboard, and you got some reflections, and we're only going to get better.
Yeah, we're learning as we go.
Man.
And it was dark in the room, and when you turned the lights on to where you could see us, it made it where you couldn't see the whiteboard. It was a dim lit room. There was just no way around it. So we'll use a different way to show that next time so that doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, so our plans for that is we're going to move to a projector with a screen. We're going to be all digital, so it's going to be a lot more visible. It's going to be a whole lot less bright lights on us. The last thing we need is more bright lights on us. But, you know, we first time to take this show on the road was at the Stump downtown.
Right.
And then last night was the first, I guess you could say that was a production. We had a lot going on, a lot of moving parts. So that was...
And the reason, and let me explain that, why the mics would go dead was there was music in the background.
Yeah.
And with social media, if you pick up music, they will kill your feed. So we had to turn it off when we weren't talking because there was a band in the background, which causes you problems later. That was the only reason that happened. Yeah. Ellie's in an uproar this morning.
She's ready to go. But y'all just, look, we're going to learn, and we have learned a lot.
Yep.
And we're going to push through because we're going to be your number one source for all information, if we're not already.
Yeah, we're getting there.
You know, we are. But some more election results. We had a lot of people that came out and voted for that District 1. And congratulations again on you, Nick. And what was the other one that I was wanting? The corner race. That was a big race. On the Republican ticket, there was 5 people. On the Democrat ticket, there was 3. And Rita Jack came out with 66% of the Democrat vote, and she'll be your Democrat nominee
So
to
congratulations
run.
to her.
Congratulations, Rita. And now we've got a three-way runoff between Kenneth Graham with 25%, Stella McMahon with 29%, and then Kevin Smith with 25%.
And I want to say Stella shocked a lot of folks is coming out with this.
She did, and
Strong.
she came out real strong, and numbers were looking good from the start. So congratulations to all three of y'all. And they do have a runoff, so they will be going back to the polls, probably going back and knocking on doors, so they can ask for your vote one more again to be able to be the Republican nominee. So we've still got that one to go.
Ellie,
She misses her daddy. He was gone all day yesterday.
She's just excited this morning. I know, little girl. But welcome
man.
in this morning. The numbers as we look at this, and we do want to thank each and every one of you that took the time to go vote. An important part of the way our system works. You have to vote. I hate that more didn't vote. And it's tough being a politician trying to decide where to go. Who are you after? Who is that 31% that will show up? That's tough.
It is tough. And I don't know if it's going to take us changing the law where to register to vote doesn't mean that you are automatically put in the pool to be summoned to court. But then where would you get your summons
You're
tally
right.
from? Where would that go? Maybe everybody at the age of 18 when you register for Secret Service, or not Secret Service, Civil Service, whatever.
Yeah, I've already called that before too, though.
Because I think, no, the women don't have to do that, do they? It's
They
still just
didn't.
the men.
It was just men when I was 18.
Yeah. So if we have to do that, when you turn 18, you automatically go into the role to become part of the court. I don't know. But I'd like to see more people go.
I think a lot of people feel that way.
If you pay property taxes, you're a registered voter. No, not really. You pay property tax, but you do have to go and register to vote separate from that. So that doesn't automatically mean that you are a registered voter.
Coming back to the election in just a moment, there was a horrible wreck this morning on Highway 11 South, just past the airport. As we go to take a look at these pictures, you saw all the lights. They were there, and this was the scene early this morning around 5 a.m. Look at this. A car, how deep the water is that, Odie?
So it wasn't real deep in the water, but the mud was about 2 feet deep.
To where you would step and you can't move your feet.
Yeah, so you're steadily going off in there. So I tell you, when I got there, I got called, I don't know, a little before 4, and started heading out there. Sheriff's Department was already on scene. The lady was in the car. They could tell that she was okay.
But just couldn't get out.
And just couldn't get out. So our fabulous Sheriff's Department went right on in there and got the lady out of the car. Jared, he's as dirty as you can get right now, but he wallered all the way through there, and I can't remember the other deputy's name, and I'm so sorry. It's been a long morning already, and my mind's not clicking, but Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department went out there and got this lady out of the car and brought her up. Metro took her to the ambulance to get checked, or to the hospital to get checked out. But that was
hit a light pole also, didn't it?
Clipped a little light pole that was there. She was extremely lucky. Yes, Weeby was out there. Thank you, Braxton. My mind's just not clicking.
Well, we ain't had enough sleep.
They went out there. No, I got some coffee, Ashley, but I need to pour it on me instead of in me to help out this morning. But I tell you, thank you for the Sheriff's Department getting out there and doing what needs to be done to make sure that this lady was safe.
Absolutely. We'll be right back. More coverage coming up as we continue the Wednesday after. That's what we'll call it. What is this today?
Yeah, hump day. Thank you.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
Same old sound, and no one's answering. Vote for change. Vote Ben Shirley, District 81 Representative, on August 8th. Ben will answer the phone. Ben will get answers in Jackson for District 81. Ben will create jobs and promote economic development for East Mississippi.
I'm Ben Shirley, and I'm asking for your vote in the August 8th Republican primary.
Vote Ben, District 81, August 8th. Paid for by Ben Shirley.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
Are you looking for a job that could last a lifetime? Structural Steel is hiring now. With employees that have been there from 20 to 40 years, they're family owned and operated since 1975. Competitive starting wages, a 401k package, and great insurance. Immediate openings on the day shift and night shift. From entry-level helpers, welding and tacking, grinding and fitting. And the list goes on of job openings. Start your future today at Structural Steel. Call 483-5381. Philadelphia Gun and Pawn, located at 910 Posey Avenue, has tons of lawnmowers to choose from. A big selection of zero-turn lawnmowers, power washers, and even barbecue grills. Step inside the store and see their complete line of Liberty safes along with those Browning safes. A large selection of Louis Vuitton purses along with satin shirts and bead sets. And tons to choose from for the outdoorsman in your household. And always a great deal on any type of jewelry you're looking for. And a private lobby for pawns for your confidentiality. Philadelphia Gun and Pawn.
Welcome back. What happened to Greg Stephanopoulos last night?
He went to go get us some poll numbers from one of the precincts, and the machine malfunctioned. So he said, I'm going to stay until I get these numbers. And he didn't have any phone service where he was at, so he wasn't able to call in. But Greg Stephanopoulos was out and about and getting some numbers for us and doing a good job sending that back to us.
He just couldn't be on scene.
He just couldn't be on scene, but I'm sure we can twist his arm for November. And
yeah, we'll be gearing up for
house.
November to be ready for the next election as it rolls through.
Yeah.
Look forward to that.
And it was something. So we had District 1 Supervisor, J.J. Anders. Congratulations. You got your 50%. Not going to be a runoff in the Republican.
It has to be 51%, so there should be. It has to be 51%.
It's got to be 51%. So we may see, we'll have to double check and see.
Yeah.
It may be a runoff between J.J. and Chris Bullock. Well,
that's what I think is going to happen.
So we can't call that one just
51.
yet.
It has to cross over that line.
It's not 50 plus 1. It's 51%. Right?
That's the way I understand it.
All right. So we'll check on that. And do we have a Democrat in one? I can't remember if we have a Democrat candidate in one.
I'm scrolling here.
So there we go right here. So Democrat, yes, we had Tyrone Johnson with 321 votes to Kendrick's 190. So we've got a winner there. So Tyrone Johnson will be the Democrat nominee. So that's going to be in November, along with the winner between possibly runoff with JJ and Chris.
It is 100%. I just got the text. It is going to be a runoff between JJ and Bullock. You have to have 51% to win it.
Not just 50% plus 1.
Right.
So, okay. So we do have a runoff in there. District 1 for the Republican nominee. But we do have a clear winner, Tyrone Johnson, for the Democrat District 1 Supervisor.
How did, as we look at Clark County, let's talk about that big cattleman down there. How did the rancher?
Barry White is the Republican nominee for the office of coroner.
Wow.
So yeah, I guess he went out. I wonder if he's got a lucky cow.
Named Lucky?
He might change the name of him after this.
Oh, boy.
But yeah, and then while we're on Clark County.
It's on the back page there, the percentages of Clark County.
Clark County, so yeah, Anthony, 2,331 votes, 428 for Gandy and 372 for Williams. So Anthony Chancellor will be your Republican.
Am I reading that right?
74%of the vote.
Wow.
So, man, he was he took a good number there. So he'll be your nominee in your November runoff for the office of sheriff.
What about Kemper County?
Kemper County, Moore come in with 1,680 votes, and Evans 1,178 votes. So Sheriff Moore will be sheriff with 59% of the votes coming in.
Pretty strong.
So yeah, and you know Eric Clark got a great percentage. He hit 83.
Woo, boy, Eric, go ahead.
Yeah, all he needed was one.
Yeah.
So that was good. And then Newton.
It looks like there's going to be a runoff here.
Yeah, so we'll get some numbers on that as well, and we need to get some more supervisors. I read somewhere on Facebook that there's going to be a big change in supervisors in Newton, so hopefully we'll get that information. We'll be able to push that out to everyone. District 2 supervisor on the Democrat, we have Craig Houston with 651. Over Wallace with 304. So Craig Houston is your Democrat nominee, and he will be going against Wayman Newell, the incumbent. He got 65% over Eric Johnson. So 991 for Wayman and 539 for Eric. So District 2, you will see Wayman Newell and Craig Houston in November. District 3 was a clear win for Josh Todd. He doesn't have a Democrat opponent, so Josh is the winner. Again, I believe this is his third term as supervisor for District 3.
It may be 4.
Is it 4?
It may be 4.
This may be his 4. That's exactly right. So this will be his 4th term he'll be going into. So he served 3, and so this will be his 4th term. So he is guaranteed in. District 4, which is Joe Norwood, he ran unopposed on both, so he will continue on. And then District 5, we've got Democrat Temple, who run unopposed, and Kyle ran unopposed on the Republican ticket. So we've got Kyle running against John for District 5 in November for the clear winner over there. We'll see how that turns out.
And back to the Newton County coroner race, it is a 50-50 at this point, and it will be a runoff as we look at this. Rebecca Burton, 50%. George Metters at 50%. She has a few votes more, 1878 to his 1844 is what we're showing at this point. So a tight race.
Man, and that's going to come down to right there, making sure that every vote was recounted, make sure the numbers are right, because that's going to be a close race. And both of those candidates are right there in the middle of it to stay on top of that.
And, of course, Newton County Sheriff did not have any competition, so Jody walks away with that. Congratulations to Jody there. Yep. And I was looking down here some other things that we got some more scores coming up, our progress reports as we word them. We'll be right back with more, and I'm going to have to make a little adjustment here. As always, we've been making these little boo-boos this morning, so hang on just a second.
Steve Horn is your Christian conservative voice in Jackson. Born and raised in District 81, Steve Horn is the husband.
Patrick Allen Companies services and repairs all brands of overhead doors, residential and commercial. Our service technicians are factory trained and have over 125 years of combined experiences. At Patrick Allen Companies, we are not interested in being the biggest, just the best. We are just 4 miles south of Meridian on Highway 145. Patrick Allen Companies, safety, service, and satisfaction.
J&J Tire Muffler, located at 3420 8th Street, invites you by. And if you need a front-end alignment, make sure to try their new state-of-the-art alignment machine. No matter the size of your truck and car, J&J can align it. J&J also has touch-free mounting, laser wheel balancing, and as always, they provide preventive maintenance, including CV axles, shocks, struts, brakes. And they even do work on motorcycles. With the largest selection of new and used tires, along with exhaust systems, Locally owned and operated since 1978 in Meridian.
For something as vital as your eyes, you should have your lenses and contacts made with the utmost care and precision. And that's what Grayson Optical does on 24th Avenue. Since 1996, Grayson Optical's mission has been to provide Meridian and surrounding areas with quality eye care products. That's why we're locally owned and operated. And don't forget, custom-made sunglasses like Costa for your eyes only. When you need to see clearly, Grayson Optical. 2021 24th Avenue, Meridian. 601-693-6374.
And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie this morning as we go over results. But let's take a minute from politics and go over what happened on this day in history. Old boy wrote a song many, many moons ago. It was called Ring of Fire. He would pass it on to a guy named Johnny Cash. He started out at 15 carrying, well, the band stuff. Problem was the guy he started out with would be a legend. He would do that and go on to work for his son later on. Who am I talking about? Merle Kilgore was a roadie for Hank Williams many, many moons ago. Merle Kilgore, born on this date. And of course, he wrote Ring of Fire for Johnny Cash, many, many other hits, and would manage Hank Williams Jr., help develop who he was. Merle Kilgore, a talent, as we all know him from Nash Vegas.
You know, we spoke a little bit about Hank Williams Jr. yesterday and why he's only got one eye.
Right.
And then on Facebook last night I saw it, where Hank Jr. posted 48 years ago today, which would have been yesterday, 530 feet and 17 operations later, this picture says it all. I'm very blessed and thankful man. And it's got a picture of the mountain that he fell off of.
Old Ajax Mountain.
Man, 530 feet he fell. And still with us.
And if you've ever heard the song that he wrote about it, All in Alabama, as he says in the song, you learn about your friends who comes to see you. They said I'd never sing again, and they did. They told him it was over. But Hank Jr. fought back after that fall, and that kid that stayed with him. You know, I briefly mentioned that yesterday. He was climbing with a good friend of his, and he had his son with him when Hank fell. He left the little boy with Hank to talk to him so he wouldn't go unconscious. Yep. And he walked miles and miles for help. Miracle.
Yes.
Back in 1943, do you remember the Marvelettes? Well, Wanda Young, the lead singer right there, was born on this date for the Marvelettes way back when.
The Marvelettes.
All right. Let's see here. Also, this was the day that, oh, boy, this was bad, Odie. And they just let that woman out that took part of that.
You know, I was thinking
paroled.
that, and I saw a documentary the other day that was going over all of what happened and what took place and when they broke in the house.
And why did they pick her? I've never known that.
You know, they touched that on the documentary, but I can't remember exactly what it was. But yeah, that was a heck of a day, and he'll never get out. Manson being there till the day he dies.
Oh yeah, but I think he is dead.
Did he die?
I think so. I'm almost certain
That's
he did.
one I just don't keep up with.
Yeah, he's not one that you want to put on your Christmas list.
Yeah,
he's hot right now, sweating.
He's hot.
I almost want to bet that. Back in 1973, a song came out. It would shoot to number one, and it said a $1,200 vehicle will cost him $3,000 with interest. Lord, Mr. Ford, what have you done? As Jerry Reed went number one with that song.
Oh, Jerry Reed. And no better way to portray his picture except in Smokey and the Bandit.
Yep. The Snowman. As he'll go down in history as a...
Yeah, Deanne says, yes, Manson is dead now.
Yeah, it is hot where he is right now.
Yeah, it's hot.
Marshmallows all the time.
Yeah.
1974, we found out what happened yesterday. Today, he would be sworn in. Gerald Ford became president. Of course, he'd fall down on Air Force One steps, and
at least he didn't fall up them.
He would not, true, he would not get reelected. He was pretty bad. And Betty was probably more famous than he was. She started her only dry out place, didn't she? The Betty Ford
the Betty Ford Clinic, yeah. Still going strong today. There's a lot of them in it.
Sure is. 1975, you would know this guy as Uncle Jed. Then you would learn him as Barnaby Jones. We all learned to love him. Buddy Epson took the cover of TV Guide back in 1975. He just seemed like a guy that you want to sit down and talk with.
Oh,
did.
now, talk about having some coffee. Yeah, he would be very interested.
He would be. This was not my kind of music.
It was. I like the Bee Gees.
But I remember everybody singing this as a kid. Everybody was jive talk.
Yep. Man.
Again, they had way too much hair, and it just wasn't country. It didn't fit me.
You know, I had hair like that when I was in the 8th grade.
Did you?
Yeah, I had a body wave on top, the perm in the back. I'm not going to dig those pictures out, I can promise you.
Bring one. We'll show it.
Yeah, I bet so.
This was more my style back in 1980 as we would go for Johnny Lee and a few others of Mickey Gilley. This was the #1 album today back in 1980 as Urban Cowboy. The record vinyl went #1 on this. Of course, that's the iconic look of John Travolta standing at the bar there. It sold that record many, many times.
And Gilley's, it burnt down not too long ago, didn't it? Man.
Gone, a thing of the past. The largest nightclub in the world. Gone.
Yeah. Man.
1985, the #1 song was Can't Keep a Good Man Down. Y'all remember that from Alabama? I liked it a lot.
I like Alabama. They've got a lot of good songs that I like.
40-hour week. You can't forget this. Back in 86, The Judge went #1 with, Rockin' with the Rhythm of the Rain. I remember that well. If you got probably a copy of that CD somewhere up in your house. And then we would jump to 2003, would be Jimmy Buffett's first #1, and he'd have to tag along with somebody else to get it. Anybody remember?
You know, and that was a tidbit that forever blew my mind, that all of his music, he didn't get a #1.
Cheeseburger in Paradise.
Yeah,
I stepped on a pop top.
Yeah, #2s, but never made #1
until Alan Jackson came along.
Yep.
Boy, my heroes.
That's it. And I like some Alan Jackson.
He is just as humble as the day he started. I like him a whole lot. Scotty Ray and Odie, already 7:38 this morning as we begin this day. We'll be right back, and we're going to do a little adjustment as we do this. So
stick with us.
Yeah, I'm going to fix this real quick, so don't rush off.
Your next Maytag or Whirlpool appliance is waiting on you at All Temp Appliance and Refrigeration on Highway 19 North. If you've been trying to locate a freezer, stop by and see their big selection of upright and chest freezers, a showroom full of stoves, gas, and
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue, named the barbecue capital for the state of Mississippi. Whether it's barbecue, wings, or burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealer's are there to help. Drop in for lunch today or a night out on the town. Squealer's Barbecue, the best in fine barbecue.
Are you ready for summer? Massey has a 2021 Jeep Wrangler that's waiting on you with only 61,000 miles. How about a Rogue with 57,000 miles? A 23 Camry with only 50 miles on it. Or maybe it's a Toyota Tacoma four-wheel drive that you're needing. From Silverados to F-250s, Massey Supermart Auto Sales, 1023 Highway 39 North.
Profit dealer, Massey Supermart.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Odie. We were asked about Wayne County. We're trying to get some numbers on Wayne County elections. I was not sent that yesterday, so we'll try to get a little bit of information on that.
Wayne County Sheriff Jody Ashley was defeated as a candidate. John L. Rogers wins the Democrat primary by taking 54% of the votes, and that came from WDAM. We'll have to give them credit where
credit is due.
We couldn't get our numbers, so we had to pull up on that. Somebody had asked about that. We wanted to make sure. I think that was Kurt asked. Somewhere on there. We've already passed by. Good morning. We're glad to have you with us. My merchant buddies out there.
Yeah. So, big numbers there for that. Lauderdale County, what haven't we covered on Lauderdale County? Have we got them all covered so far?
I think we've got a majority of everything covered that took place in Lauderdale County. State races.
Congratulations to Tate.
state and local also. So Jeff went unopposed, so he carries on. And then where's the numbers for District 81, where we had, let me see where I can grab those numbers from.
What numbers you looking for?
District 81. Here we go. Steve Horn with 54% of the vote at 2,494. Ben Shirley, 46% of the vote, 2,115. So Steve Horn won that seat again. Billy Adam Calvert, he was unopposed. Tommy Horn. I think there was some confusion. Some people saw Tommy Horn on their ballot, but didn't see Ben Shirley, and they were thinking that there was a misprint, but it was a different Horn. It wasn't Steve Horn. It was his son, Tommy Horn, that was running for county attorney. So Jeff Tate, we talked about him running and keeping his seat. Shad White, I didn't figure anybody would run against Shad White.
Oh, yeah.
That man is going to be extremely hard to beat.
He will be your governor one day.
Oh, definitely. And I got mixed feelings. Do I want him to be governor, or do I want him to stay where he's at because he has recovered so much money for not just the state, but for all these individual counties out there?
Right.
So that's one of those that'd be sad to see him go without the right candidate going in to continue on what he's done.
As we look at Newton County, the tax assessor, Ben Kelly, Republican, 2758, to his opponent, Peter Russell, at 903. The Newton County coroner, 1878, Rebecca, and also George Metters, 1844, too close to call at this point.
34 votes in between them.
Yeah, as we go to Newton County Supervisor District 1, Democrat side is Terry Frazier at 224 and Broach with 103. Newton County Supervisor District 2, Jeffrey Harrison at 627 to his opponent, Joe Alexander at 442, 59% win there. As we look at Newton County Supervisor District 3, Terry Vance with 45%, 387, and John Everett at 298.
So we'll have a runoff on that one there between Vance and Everett.
All right, we got Newton County Supervisor District 3, 548 for Godwin, and Krill at 59%, making Godwin 90%. That's pretty strong.
Wow, that is really strong.
All right, Newton County Supervisor District 5, 545. Clark takes a win at 64%, and Han coming in second with 244 votes. As we said, a big congratulations to Eric Clark for taking the lead there for Republican. 83% of the voters of Neshoba County say thumbs up and approve you there.
Yeah.
Let's see. We'll do some Neshoba County ones here in a moment there. We got a lot scattered out here. What you looking for?
I was looking for Lieutenant Governor and get the numbers on that one.
The last numbers I saw on Lieutenant Governor, it was that Delbert Hoseman kept the position.
Yeah, and that was a hard-fought battle. So we've got Delbert Hoseman at 7,004 to Chris McDaniel's 5,077. So there again, that's just here in Lauderdale County. So we don't have the full state numbers on that one. That was just here in Lauderdale County.
We'll get those though.
Yeah, and I really figured Chris would have done a lot better in Lauderdale County than he did. But still, in Lauderdale County, you had 10,000 that voted for Tate Reeves to keep his job. So he'll be the Republican nominee going against Presley, who was the Democrat nominee for governor for the great state of Mississippi.
Correct. As we look at Neshoba County Circuit Clerk, there's going to be a runoff here. Waddell at 1721, Myers at 1272, and Morrow at 1407. No clear winner there. As we look at Neshoba County Coroner, we do have a winner there, 2759 for Williams, Watkins at 2461. As we get into Supervisor District 1, Republican, it looks like there's going to be a runoff here. Mike Snow at 271, Lovern at 159, and Shelby Beeson 153 and 16 votes for Nowell. So we've got a runoff coming there.
Yeah.
Looks like we've got another runoff coming in Supervisor. No, we don't. That's 53%.
No, 53%, yeah.
Cumberland at 815. Marshall at 251, Myers at 251, Whittle at 190, and 35 votes for Schaffner, if I correctly pronounced that right. We do have a runoff coming up in this next one, which will be Supervisor District 3 for Smith, 565, for Gardner, 559, and Eubanks at 337, and Rowell rounding it out with 30 votes there. But a runoff definitely coming there for the top two.
Yeah. A lot of runoffs in Neshoba County.
It is. Here's another one here. Supervisor District 4, 505 for Wilcher, Gordon Atkins, 446, and the 19% for Sistrunk. So we've got runoff there, as you said.
Yeah.
Here's a winner, Neshoba County District 5, Democrat O.B. Riley, leading with 56% of the vote, Odie.
Man, I tell you, I mean, that's all it takes, 51%, to win. But, the more we look across the board, there's more than two people on the ballot. There's a lot of these races in a lot of these different counties that's got 4, 5, 6 candidates running for one office.
Yeah.
That was surprising to see that many people putting their name in the hats for all these different positions.
Teresa wanted to know if Ward Calhoun won. Yes, he did.
Yes, he won, and his percentage was Ward Calhoun won 54%, 56% to 46%. So he is the Republican nominee for sheriff for the great county of Lauderdale.
Yep, we've got more coming up, and we'll have just a pause here, so I'll fix my little boo-boo as we take out the election. We'll be right back.
I'm Ricky Roberts, and I'm asking you to elect me sheriff of Lauderdale County. August 8th is here, and your voice will be heard.
Your local farmer knows a good deal when he sees one. The L-Series Kubota tractor is the #1 selling compact tractor in the USA and offered at Parish Kubota with 0% financing available. Come see why we're more than a tractor store at Parish Tractor.
If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike Reed has years of experience dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel.
Health Now is your locally owned medical equipment store. Every person's need is a little different, and they offer a little bit of everything from hospital beds, wheelchairs, reclining back wheelchairs, breathing treatments, CPAPs and supplies. They even have walkers, bath products, and oxygen. And the great thing about Health Now is they offer same-day service. They're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and on call 24/7. Health Now Medical Equipment, where we treat our patients like family.
Welcome back with Scotty Ray and Odie, and what a time it has been. We enjoyed our time at the Temple Theater last night as we got to talk to so many people.
Oh, man, it was awesome to be able to mingle. Of course, we didn't get to mingle a whole lot. We tried to give y'all as much information as often as we could because we know the dead space out there, the dead sound while we were on wasn't the best for y'all out there, but we couldn't let the music run and take a chance of getting kicked off. But Man, had a blast seeing everybody, and it was great to see all the different candidates coming in and being able to sit and talk to them. And I tell you, I'd much rather be on the side of where me and you were yesterday than on that board.
Ooh, that is not the life for me. I'm not a politician. I would not fare well at that. It is just not me. I enjoy too much what we do, describing what's going on and getting it there.
You know, I'd have never thought I was going to be on this side. And I have to say, I looked up while me and you were talking one time, and I saw a man standing there, and I couldn't help but smile. And after we got off our segment, I went over there and spoke to him. And that was Mr. Miller, who was a high school principal at West Lauderdale. And he said, Odie, I just want to say, and you're doing a great job. And I said, well, Mr. Miller, I appreciate it. And he goes, and you remember me. I said, Mr. Miller, you made an impact on me that's going to be with me forever. A lot of my teachers did. I said,
they
but
do.
I'll never forget you. And it was good to see him, and it was good to have him acknowledge and remember me from way back when. Oh, Lee, I graduated a long time ago. But it was great to see him, and good to see him out and about being with the politics. A lot of people were there.
Absolutely. And we're going to do this again come November. We'll watch these races and give you the up-to-date latest results as they start coming in November as well. Something that you need to mark on your calendars. I know people take vacations for this. It's similar to the Neshoba County Fair in popularity. Cruising the Coast is coming. If you're registering, early registration is through next week. It kicks off October 1st. Cruising on the Coast. It is the biggest car show of all car shows that happen in the state. I forget how many millions upon millions of dollars this brings to the state of Mississippi.
I think it's one of the biggest car shows in the country.
It is.
It's huge. And if you don't like being in traffic, don't go to the coast.
Over 8,000 cars were in it last year. 8,000. Do y'all hear me?
Man, and more than 1,000 of those were first-time participants.
Really?
So that is great to see, and hopefully we can blow that out and get more people to come down and participate. And registration $75 per vehicle for early registration, and it can't be anything newer than a 1989. I don't know how I like that, 'cause that's when I graduated, and I think they're calling me old and antique.
I was 87, so I'm not gonna pick on you. As you were talking about that, I was thinking about my garage, and there's absolutely nothing running that I could take to it. Everything I got out there is broke.
Yeah, but it won't take long.
Yeah.
It won't.
Yeah. Let's see what else is. Tickets are on sale for Dolly now if you're wanting to go to the big show that's coming to Philadelphia, IA. She's going to be there, and they're also going to be selling some seats outside with a projection there. So that's other ways to get tickets there.
Man, Marty Stewart has really outdone himself.
Yes.
And what he's brought to Philadelphia, East Mississippi, and to have Dolly Parton right here, man, that is huge.
You can't beat her. Dolly is the...
No. And you can imagine the amount of people who's going to be traveling for 800-900 miles away just to come see Dolly Parton right here. And we get to showcase a bit of our jewel of what we have down here, our hidden gem. So y'all come on, let's be nice. Let's not litter. Let's keep our trash inside the vehicle so we do make a good view for our guests that will be coming in for this.
North Mississippi will always keep you up what's going on around the state. Say you own a medical marijuana. Did I say that right? Medical marijuana dispensary.
Yeah, there we go.
You get pulled over by the popo, and they say, "Whoops, you've been selling the wrong things there." He's been arrested for controlled substance and possession of a controlled substance with intent to distribute.
Well, you can.
I would think you could lose your license over that.
Yeah, you can have a dispensary, but you can't haul your own product. That's got to come in on a special transport. So Yeah, it looked like he
It
had
has
to
to
have
be.
a minivan full there, didn't he?
You have to, everything bought has to come through a dispensary, and there were some things that wasn't legally purchased. So
Yeah, that wasn't good. You need to play by the rules on that Mary J. Warner.
yes, you do there. We see this. This is the first that I know of in the state of Mississippi so far. And as I mentioned this past weekend, we had two. This is what's sad. As hot as it is, we had two individuals had their air conditioner stole from their home out of their window, Odie.
Yeah.
That's within the city. I don't know what's happened in the county.
Man, that's terrible. And I understand you being hot, but you're going to take an air conditioner out of someone's home, out of their home.
Now, we go to Natchez for the first death. There could have been more, but this is the first I've been made aware of. Natchez, a Natchez man and his puppy dog have passed away from heat exhaustion. And be careful and mindful of, especially the elderly, from now through this weekend with all this heat that we've got.
Yeah, check on them and make sure that they're okay. And pets that are outside. Guys, if it's hot to us, our pets are burning up. Make sure that they've got shade. Make sure that they have something that they can get in out of the sun, that they've got plenty of water to drink. If you can, have a fan or something that's circulating some air for our animals. They depend on us. They can't go to the store to get food. We have to feed them. They can't provide shelter for themselves. If they're on a chain out in the middle of a yard, we have to do that for them. And they rely on us, and they deserve us giving them all the comforts that we can.
And I do not know the exact price of the Dolly tickets. I know that Bill was saying an outdoor ticket would get you to see her both or 3 o'clock showing or 7 o'clock. I'm not sure of the pricing. I know I've heard rumors, but I don't know the actual cost.
Yeah, inside tickets are pretty steep.
I'll have to ask Bucky of what the actual price is. I'll try to get in touch with him today and see what answer we can get on all of that.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What else is happening across the nation this morning as I try to get my thoughts back up here? I'll leave that alone. As we recap, we wanted to, in closing today, say a big thank you to everybody that put their name on the ballots for the last 6 months, really. 8 months.
Yeah, that you've gone out there and put your family out in the open. And went out and talked to these people and asked for their vote. I think we've had a long run. It's been a tremendous packed house when it comes down to it with the amount of people who ran. I've enjoyed being on this side of it. I normally try and stay out of politics, and I do stay out of politics. Our job on this one was mainly we're going to push numbers and push them out there, and had a blast doing that.
Yeah, it was. So thank you to everybody who participated in running for election. We're being told it's $35 for the outside seats, which is affordable to watch her on the screen outside the Ellis Theater there. So
probably not going to have any air conditioning.
We're warning you. But what a street party.
Yes. Man, that's going to be something. So, Bill, let's see, who else? Terry's piped in with it. George's piped in with it. Woo! For inside tickets, $350 for the cheap seats, $3,500.
For the good
that'd
seats.
get you a front row,
great seat.
down front, great seat. But man, and she'll sell this thing out.
Oh yeah, it's going to sell. I want to say it's charity involved as well. We can't thank y'all enough for joining us today.
And enjoyed it. I hadn't had a whole lot of sleep. Had a late last night and then got up early this morning for getting called out. But wouldn't do this without y'all being with us and allowing us into the room with y'all this morning. And we just want to give God all the grace for allowing us to do this particular fun every morning. Again, we love you. We'll be back in 23 hours. Have a great, glorious day.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: